Aluxers, you know we've been punting and promoting Bitcoin since day one, and institutional investors share our sentiment, which is why they're piling into Bitcoin too. Here are 10 companies that hold an exceptional amount of Bitcoin. Number 10. Voyager Digital. When you're a cryptocurrency broker like Voyager Digital, it makes sense that you'd own a fair share of Bitcoin. Voyager Digital offers APIs and mobile apps for Bitcoin trading. Registered on the Canadian Stock Exchange, CSE, they have more than 2,500 BTC on their balance sheet, which was filed in November 2020. In February 2021, Voyager Digital announced they had raised $100 million in a private placement of common shares, with shares costing $13.10. Money raised will be used for general corporate purposes, with co-founder and CEO stating, "We are well on our way to achieving our goals by educating individual investors about creating wealth through cryptocurrencies by offering over 50 digital assets with 22 bearing interest, all on a commission-free and easy-to-use platform." Number 9. Hut 8 Mining. Another company based in Canada recently made headlines when their Bitcoin balance hit 3,012, meaning they hold more self-mined Bitcoin than any other publicly traded Bitcoin miner in the world, according to newswire.ca. Hut 8's Bitcoin production is currently at about 6.8 Bitcoin every day. The reason why Hut 8 is so attractive to investors is they receive direct exposure to Bitcoin without the need to know or understand all the complexities that go along with it. Investors don't need to worry about online wallets and can safely store their Bitcoin knowing Hut 8 is looking after their best interest. Number 8. Square. Payment facilitator Square has been buying a lot of Bitcoin as of late. Square's main focus when starting up was to provide every kind of business owner an easier way to accept credit cards and online payments. Square recently ventured out and bought a majority ownership of Jay-Z's Tidal. It's one of the reasons Jay-Z's bank balance grew exponentially recently. Be sure to find out how else he makes money by watching our video, The 10 Richest Rappers with Impressive Businesses. Owned by Twitter's Jack Dorsey and Jim McKelvey, Square first bought $50 million worth of Bitcoin in the third quarter of 2020, and then another $170 million a few weeks later. 5% of Square's assets are in Bitcoin. Square also has a peer-to-peer payment platform called Cash App. Currently, Square owns 8,027 Bitcoins in total. Number 7. Galaxy Digital Holdings. This financial firm specializes in asset management, trading, investment, and Bitcoin. They work with digital assets, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain, and currently have 16,402 Bitcoin. According to Decrypt.co, these investment funds don't hold Bitcoin on their own behalf, instead doing so in order to enable accredited investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin without holding or managing the crypto asset directly. Michael Novogratz founded the company back in 2008, and he predicts that Bitcoin could soar to $500,000 in the future. He credits a paradigm shift with banks who are frantically trying to figure out how to get into crypto. Galaxy Digital Holdings has a market value of $4.4 billion, and Novogratz believes that cryptocurrencies have staying power, which is why they'll keep on doing what they're doing because they're doing well. Number 6. 3iQ, the Bitcoin Fund. Another Canadian firm on our list, and according to BitcoinTreasuries.org, have Bitcoin valued at over $1 billion. That's 22,590 BTC. Aluxers, 3iQ's Bitcoin Fund is the first public fund listed in Canada on the Toronto Stock Exchange. It took several years to get there, but they were listed in April of 2020. It was a momentous occasion as it enabled Canadians to be able to invest in Bitcoin through their own regulated investment managers. Fast forward to September 2020, and they're now listed on the Gibraltar Stock Exchange. In October 2020, 3iQ had a record of $100 million worth of cryptocurrency, which means it's experienced 900% growth to get that exponential amount of $1 billion. President and CEO Fred Pai said their vision is to become the biggest regulated Bitcoin fund in the world. Well, so far, so good. Number 5. Tesla Motors, $1.5 billion. On the 9th of February, Tesla Motors confirmed they had purchased $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and they also announced they would be accepting Bitcoin as payment for their products where possible by law. They're also considering hanging on to the Bitcoin after payment as opposed to just selling it. Tesla closed out 2020 with $19.4 billion, so it's less than 8% of its capital invested into Bitcoin, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. Musk also has been tweeting about Dogecoin, and just recently, thanks to a tweet, Dogecoin was up about 35% from its 24-hour low in February. In another Twitter post, Musk ran a poll whereby he asked his 45 million plus followers to select the future currency of Earth. Option 1, Dogecoin to the moon. Option 2, all other crypto combined. 71.3% chose Dogecoin to the moon. So who knows, maybe our next video will be the top 10 companies that have the most Dogecoin. Number 4. Ruffer Investment Company. Our one and only London-based company is asset manager Ruffer Investment Company, who jumped on board with a huge investment in Bitcoin back in December 2020. They allocated 2.5% of their multi-strategies fund to Bitcoin, which secured them 45,000 BTC. At the time of purchase, it was worth about $870 million and is now valued at over $2 billion. Co-manager of Ruffer Investment told Telegraph Money that we've been surprised by how well it's done and how quickly. We did not expect immediate fireworks. Aluxers, we know that Bitcoin can be overwhelming, but it's worth investing your time into learning some more about it and how you can start investing into the new remaining ones that are left. We built Bitcoin Essentials especially for this reason. In our opinion, it's the best blockchain and Bitcoin resource for those of you who want to get started with crypto. Go to Alux.com/Bitcoin and enroll now. Number 3. MicroStrategy. Michael Saylor is the CEO of MicroStrategy. He's been the focus of many heated debates and conversations about Bitcoin, and here's why. His company has spent $2.186 billion on Bitcoin, and that's all very well and good if you're a company like Tesla with a balance of over $19 billion. But MicroStrategy turned to debt offerings to purchase more Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is a publicly traded business intelligence company, a software solutions company that aims to offer services that empower people with, as they say, actionable intelligence. As you know, there are only 21 million Bitcoin tokens available. Once they're gone, they're gone. Saylor believes that buying Bitcoin is the logical way to store value over the long run. However, his actual business of providing software has run at a loss for the last 6 years, according to Fool.com. Number 2. CoinShares. The CoinShares Group has been leading the pack when it comes to Bitcoin and lay claim to being the first firm to launch a regulated Bitcoin hedge fund and the first to exchange traded Bitcoin product. CoinShares is a St. Helier, Jersey-based asset manager recently launching their new physically backed ETP CoinShares Physical Bitcoin. What's significant about this physical Bitcoin is it gives their clients a passive exposure to Bitcoin as well as the convenience of an exchange-traded product, according to their site CoinShares.com. Their CEO Jean-Marie Mognetti said in a press release, "Investors used to consider it a risk to allocate to Bitcoin. Now it's a risk not to allocate to Bitcoin." Number 1. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. When it comes to owning Bitcoin, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust puts everyone on our list in the shade. They officially have the largest portfolio of Bitcoin, sitting with a value of $30 billion. That's more than 3% of the total supply of Bitcoin. Grayscale launched in 2013 and proved popular with investors who wanted to add Bitcoin to their portfolio but weren't too keen on directly buying the cryptocurrency. For many years, Grayscale was the only option where investors could gain easy access to Bitcoin, and they took full advantage of this by charging investors an annual fee of 2%. They finally have some competition coming their way in the form of Osprey Bitcoin Trust, who have an annual fee of 0.49%, greatly undercutting Grayscale's fees. So far, they've gained roughly $103 million in assets. So, Aluxers, do you think Michael Novogratz might be right when he predicted the price of Bitcoin could go as high as $500,000? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.